to 8 prongs. So split the head of it and then sharpen them. And then look, if you get a little bit of bamboo and wedge it down the middle, you'll see that displaying those prongs.
Spearfishing like this has been used by river communities all around the world for thousands of years. It's such an ancient technique that's even depicted in cave paintings.
Okay, and then those I can just sharpen up. And that's going to be much more effective fishing than just using one prong spear. Okay, and when they're good and sharp, you can then just get rid of all of these bits and you're left with that. Okay, time to catch a catfish. What he will have done is shoot under this bank behind all that grass, nice and sheltered there. And also now he knows I'm around, he's going to be trying to hide as well. There he is, there he is. There you go. Bang on the money.
In cold weather, it provides insulation from the ground. Even today, when the weather's hot, that ground is cool, the wood is warm. But when the temperature drops to 50 below, that can make the difference between success or failure at firelighting. But most importantly of all, when I light the fire, these logs will begin to burn early on to create embers and a good heart to the fire that makes it certain to start and light properly. The next step is to provide ourselves with kindling. Little thin dead twigs like this are exactly right, and a good thick bundle as well. What I like to do with this is to split that into half, 2 handfuls like so, and to cross them over a pile of sticks. A log here, and you can see how the wood has rotted but not the bark, and the reason for that is that the bark is full of oil that's preservative, and that oil burns extremely well. So this will make very good tinder to fill that gap. And I'll just shred that down so that it's nice and thin, and will take very easily from the small flame I'll introduce to the fire for ignition. The next thing is to get ready fuel to add to the kindling once I've ignited the kindling. This goes up to little finger thickness. I won't need any more than that for the time being. There's plenty of other thicker fuel within arm's reach that I can just grab as I need it. The device I use to ignite the fire is called a fire flash, and it's an alloy of metals that when scraped produces bright white sparks, and you can use this to ignite many different materials. The way I use it is I place it on the bark close to the shavings, and I use the back of my blade close to the point. I'll show you here to one side, and I push forwards with the thumb of my left hand like this to shave off peelings of the metal. So what I'll do now is drop the sparks onto these shavings, and when they catch light I'll move the flames in under the kindling. While the fire's lighting, I always put my knife and my fire lighting equipment away. I've got a few moments because my preparation was done properly. Once the flames come through the top, you can add more fuel. Well, what do you do if you haven't got a bottle to make your filter? Then you must make a gypsy well. Now, what you need to do is find some water which you think is suspect and the ground is saturated nearby. By digging a hole into the ground itself will act as our filter. If you haven't got a shovel, you can use a stick. Now, you can see the hole's beginning to fill with water. Now we'll leave that and let it fill. Here's the first filling. It's all muddy and cloudy, but we're going to bail that out and the second filling will be clear. Be real careful for the last little bit not to disturb the silt too much. Okay, now let it fill again. You see the water coming in is much cleaner. You can actually see it there, look. There we go, not bad for half hour's work. 8 gallons of beautiful clear water. Good tasting. But seriously, in the outdoors, belt and braces. I've shown you some good ways to filter your water, but make sure you boil it too, and a good rolling boil. Okay, well, back to camp. Oh, yeah.